But yeah, this is going to be a demonstration of some loose lead walking with Smokey. Unfortunately, the microphone was playing up on the day, so I've had to do a voiceover instead. Essentially, what we're going to do here is start talking about the criteria of how we want our dog to walk. So for me, I like my dogs to walk on my left-hand side and be walking with their shoulder sort of in line with my leg. I'll give you a demonstration of that in a second. So right there, that's a perfect place for the dog to walk. It's almost a heel, but it's not that formal and there's no command. So essentially how we do that is we walk in a straight line, and as the dog starts to drift in front of us, if they do drift out in front of us like Smokey is there, what we do is we pivot quickly and turn, and the dog will either follow us around, which is what we want as the sort of goal for this, or the dog is going to continue walking in the direction that they were walking and hit the end of the lead, apply a self-correction, and then have to follow us. Okay, so it is very important that when we do that pivot, we pivot pretty abruptly, okay, and then we commit to walking out and have the dog hit the end of that lead and essentially have to follow us in the opposite direction. The reason this method is so effective is that the dog actually is technically applying the correction to themselves, and they will learn that very quickly, as Smokey has in this video. They will learn that if they follow the handler, then that correction will not actually be applied, and essentially they can also get reinforcement as well. So with the yes marker that we installed earlier, we want to mark yes and give food reinforcement when the dog is in the right position. And when I say the right position, I mean on the left-hand side, walking in that heel style position. So shoulder blade in line with my leg. I'm not super critical about the dog dropping back behind me. I really don't mind if they drop back behind me. I just definitely don't want them to walk out in front of me. That is the premise of a loose lead walk. It sets really clear criteria for the dog, which assists in training. So when we set that clear criteria, it makes it really obvious for the dog what leads to success and what leads to punishment, and essentially gives us the opportunity to really fast track this training when it comes to loose lead walking. So again, we just walk in a straight line. As the dog does start to drift out in front of us, we want to turn abruptly, and if the dog hits the end of the lead, they'll apply a self-correction. If the dog follows around, we can walk a couple of steps, mark yes, and give some reinforcement. Smokey's done a really good job in this. He is quite a lively little pup, but I think he's going to do really well on this training journey.